what's up, gamers? This is Violet. I've got
Eric Matos.
And you produce actually you create a couple of different things. One of the things that caught our attention, though, is your webcomic that focuses a lot on gaming. Tell us about it.
It's a comic called $3 Bill, and it's just because $3 bill comes from a saying, queer is a $3 bill, which queer meaning weird. And it's just, my comic is very strange, my characters are very strange, but it's all about video games. I'm a huge gamer, as you can see from my Zelda tattoo on my wrist.
And nothing to show you, sorry.
And I come up with jokes a lot about video games that I'm playing, and I figured I'm going to put these into strips, and people love it. So it's got almost 1,000 followers on Facebook and everything, so it's really cool.
What are some of the video games that you feature in the comic? Or that you I guess, include in the comic?
There are plenty. I guess some of the more popular ones that I've done are, I have a Halo comic that went viral for a while back that was all over the place. And a lot of Zelda stuff, because I'm about to do one like this week that's Zelda based. And
oh, nice.
Because I'm replaying through Ocarina of Time. And Zelda is one of my favorite things. So yeah, there's just pretty much any video game I'm playing at the time is usually what I put in there.
Awesome. I feel like I've seen some of your work around too. Maybe some people have created them into memes. Is that saying that? Is it memes or memes? I call them memes. I don't know.
I call them memes because.
Okay. Yeah. See, I have no idea what.
It's okay. It doesn't matter the way you say it. It's just like the creator of the GIF said it was pronounced GIF. And we're just like, whatever, man. I'm calling it a GIF.
It's all right. We all know what we're talking about, so it's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Well, that's cool. And so, we talked about this a little bit too, but you're a big gamer yourself. What are some of the games that you'd like to start getting into?
Oh, man. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, and I kind of can't do that anymore because I'm working on 2 webcomics and a comic book. And it's really sad because I got into the closed beta for WildStar.
Wow.
And it was so awesome. It's everything I wanted an MMO to be.
Wow.
And I was playing it for a while, and then I got signed on to Guardian Knight Comics to do my comic book, and I haven't touched it since then.
Oh,
and
no.
I'm so sad. And I see these previews and videos of it, and I'm like, I want to play, but I just don't have the time.
I think a lot of us and a lot of the viewers can probably relate to that too. It sucks growing up, but we're holding on as long as we can, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping that eventually I'll have money from my comics and everything, and also I'll be able to do it for a living because I actually have a regular job, 40-hour-a-week job, and then I come home and I start working on my comics.
Do this too. Yeah.
So the only time I get to play video games is on my 3DS in the car.
Yep. Oh no, we know how it is. Well, with some of your webcomics and with you gaming, do you draw from inspiration from playing games, or do you get any ideas when you're playing?
All the time. Actually, my comic book, The Last Direheart, that's coming out with Guardian Knight Comics.
Let's take a quick look over here.
It's very, very influenced by a lot of video games. Final Fantasy, especially Zelda. Zelda has a lot of an influence on it, but yeah, it's got Final Fantasy influence on it and everything. Pretty much just fantasy games in general.
Yeah, no, it looks really, really good. And so I see that there's a preview here. When are you expecting to finalize it?
I'm hoping that we are going to have the first issue done by Alamo City Comic Con. They're actually, Guardian Knight Comics is putting out the first issue of all of their comic books that they're doing in January. We're going to have a big preview book that's called an Ash Can for Alamo City Comic Con with previews of all of these books.
That's awesome.
But I'm hoping to have my own digital download available of this one because a lot of people have been reading it and they're like, oh, this looks really cool. Can I buy a book? And I'm like, I don't have one yet. So yeah, I'm hoping that it'll be done by then and you'll be able to digitally download it. And we may have a few prints that we do ourselves, but all of the books are being pushed out in January.
Hey, that's really good positive feedback if people are asking for it now before it comes out. So
yeah, it's definitely made me really happy.
Exciting. So you've got a lot of projects underway. Your art is wonderful.
Thank you.
Can definitely see where your influences are and where they've come from. So I think you're hitting a really good target audience right here.
Thank you. Yeah, I really hope so. And it's funny because a lot of people look at my stuff and they're like, oh yeah, this is for kids, right? And I'm like, not really.
You had to have experienced some of that or know it to get some of the jokes, right?
Yeah. And I mean, as far as my comic, there's my webcomic $3 bill. There's some vulgarity and cursing in it and stuff, but it's just kind of.
That's the best kind.
Yeah, that's how I live. I say the F word like every other word, so I'm like, I'm not going to censor that one. But this one actually, Direheart has some violence in it, so it's more for high school and up kids. But yeah, it draws little kids a lot. They'll come up, and I have some comics that are not for children, and whenever they walk up and they're like, "Oh, this looks cute," I'm just like, "Let's flip the page." I hope you can't read.
You know, again, your art, the comics, it's beautiful. They look awesome, amazing. We're excited to see what the final outcome is going to be. You know that we're going to be keeping up with you and your webcomics, guys. We'll be featuring some of the gamer webcomics on our Instagram, on Facebook, so you'll be able to find you, tag you. Do you have a Facebook page or a site that you can redirect our followers to?
You can read all of my $3 bill comics at 3db.com.com. That's 3db.com.com because 3db.com was taken. So
similar situation with us.
Yeah, and then I also have a Facebook page with, all of that. And then GuardianKnightComics.com is where Direheart will be.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
You're very hearty, Nancy.
Thanks. This is me though. That's why, yeah.
It's like,